Phew, man, I was sweating after I was done watching this episode, as was my family. Intense, intense. The anticipation, the dread, the sense of terror, off the charts. Forest of Giant Trees, 57th Expedition Beyond the Wall, Part 2. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters and big-ass naked female titans of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, and I'm here to bring you another review on the awesome and invigorating and slightly fucked up tale of Attack on Titan. Now, our last episode saw us, of course, with the introduction of the female Titan, and we wound up seeing her in action, and I don't know about you, but I just kind of... I've had that childlike dread, like when you're a kid, at least when I was a kid, I don't know about you, when I was a kid, and I would watch movies like Godzilla or King Kong, where there was this huge monster or beast, just this sort of unstoppable force, right? Like, you'd feel like this sort of like, it was like a terror inside of you, you know? Especially when I was younger, and it's kind of cool because with this female Titan, I feel that same type of anticipation, that terror, that just sense of dread, you know? Anyway, things wound up ending off with, pretty much with things looking very grim. Between a group of Titans and, of course, the female Titan, they had taken out and collapsed a big portion of the right-hand side of the formation of Irvin's formation, and really we were kind of left off wondering, like, what is the female Titan going up for? Armin, who narrowly wound up escaping with his life along with Jean and Reiner, was thinking to himself, I wonder if she's going for Eren, right? So anyway, that's how the episode left off. And this episode, man, it really just, it keeps the pedal to the metal over here, man. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful, I think. The first half of it was a little bit slower in the sense that it was a lot of back and forth talking, kind of building up to things and seeing what's going on. Within the first few minutes, we see, of course, Reiner and Armin, and Reiner's helping to wrap him from his wound and everything else from getting thrown off his horse and almost stepped on by the female Titan. And Jean is sitting there whistling, which is really annoying. For like the first 5 minutes of the episode, all you hear is this fucking, and you're just like, shut up, dude, shut up. Like, I wanted to mute it at one point. He's trying to get his horse back, right? He doesn't understand why. Reiner's horse came back to him, but his didn't, and he's thinking, man, we're not going to all be able to ride on one horse. Somebody's going to get left behind, blah, 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 right? Armin, the thinking man that he has, just says, listen, the so-and-so, fourth row, third section over, should be passing by shortly. Fire up a flare, and we'll see who winds up coming, right? And they're like, okay, but I don't know. We can only wait 3 minutes, and then otherwise somebody will have to be left behind in fucking Titan territory. Well, sure as shit, all of a sudden they appear. A couple of people wind up appearing. I think it was Krista, if I remember correctly, and we haven't seen her in quite some time. But nonetheless, though, probably since the Battle of Trost, so I don't know, maybe 5-10 episodes that we've seen her front and center. But she comes to save the day, and they're trying to regroup and reform. But again, the whole episode is about the dread and the oncoming terror of the female Titan, right? Irvin, who's at the front of the, as a kind of spearheading the operation, obviously, they wind up coming to this huge forest with these giant trees, look like redwood trees or something, 100, 200 feet tall, right? So he goes straight in through this path that he says that Titans have trampled down the vegetation of, and it's a Titan path, but they can get through. He says to all the wagons and the center columns to go through, everybody else is going to go around or take up they wind up taking up defensive positions, a bunch of them outside of the forest, and their whole goal is to keep other Titans from getting in there, right? So Sean starts, he's questioning orders, okay? He's a good guy, I think, but at the same time, he's like, he wants to be the leader, but, he doesn't want to be the leader sometimes. But he tries to make these snap decisions, and he starts talking almost as if he's going to have a mutiny, about, I wouldn't do this. And then he asks Armin, what do you think about this plan? Because, see, the whole idea is that nobody is told anything. They all start realizing that they were told Eren was in different spots. And the lipstick's coming off the pig, which is something that I like to say when referring to whatever everybody was told as far as their expedition and what they're supposed to do. Because the whole idea is they're supposed to try to get back to Shiganshina and get to that basement that where Eren has the key for and what his father left something for him. So that's the whole goal, right? But there seems to be an underlying goal because Levi and his squad, he's basically being real cryptic and quiet about what's going on. It seems like his squad doesn't even know what's going on. Eren sure as fuck doesn't know what's going on. Nobody's being kept in the loop. So it seems like there's some sort of plan that, it's almost like one of those inside jokes. And it's cool if you're the person that's, that's inside, but if you're on the outside looking in, it ain't fun, And everybody is sacrificing their lives and what have you here, and everybody's told to stay up in the trees and take out any Titans that come there. Well, okay, we're in hostile territory. There could be 5 or 5,000 of these things, and we're just supposed to sit here and take them out. I mean, every time, even when they got good maneuverability and they got a superior team, every time you swing at one of these things, they're so fast and so vicious, you take a risk, probably a 50-50 risk, no matter how good you are, unless you're fucking Levi or Mikasa, you take a risk. And again, I would say it's about a 50-50 chance of I may get it, it may get me, right? So it's certainly not the type of thing where it's like, we'll just send some people out and clean up the Titans. This is basically just a Band-Aid patchwork type of, operation right now. So as the episode winds up progressing and carrying on, and we get towards the end of it, you got Eren and them running through the forest, and it's absolutely just intense just watching them. And the animation is so beautiful, too, and it was just done so well in this, But they're riding through this forest, and Eren starts questioning things. What's going on? A Titan can get us from anywhere. And Levi basically calls him out and says, listen, dumbass, look around you. There's fucking trees everywhere. This is where our ODM gear, this is where we are, you know what I mean? Like, Spider-Man would not be cool out in the middle of a field, right? He can't do shit, right? But Spider-Man in the middle of fucking New York City can swing around all crazy style and do all kinds of really badass stuff. Same type of thing goes for this, because I compare these guys to basically like Spider-Man type guys, because the way they're able to go and fire around when they have buildings or trees or what have you, number one, they can use the cover to their advantage. Number two, they can get to different vantage points. And then, of course, just the overall maneuverability. And I don't know if that was 3 or 4 or 5. I don't give a shit, but you get the idea. So, as they're going through, though, and Levi says, just keep forward and trust in your squad and this and that. And you're like, okay. And as the episode's coming to a close, right, all of a sudden, female Titan appears. And I mean, she is fast. I mean, she is crazy. She's like one of them, like, if you watch the Olympics, she's like one of them runners from Uganda, man. Just like, you know what I mean? Dude be like, like outpacing a cheetah. I mean, this bitch is fast, right? And she's big. She's 14 meters tall, which, by my quick math estimations, is about 45, almost 50 feet tall. So she come barreling through and trying to take them out. They wind up having some rear support, some rear guard or what have you, and just seeing the way that they were taken out. I mean, one of them comes at her and she grabs the string and just whips it, slams it down. There's just all this complete chaos that's going on and just brutal deaths. Even earlier in the episode, and I hate to backtrack, but earlier in the episode, there was like a little village that she was running through, and it looked like a few, a few of the scouts were able to, like they had a good plan of attack. Let's put it this way: they're like, well, she can't cover all 3 of her weak spots, and even though the killing spot's in the back of the neck, if you take out the Achilles tendon or the spinal column, you can put it down at least to the point where it's immobilized for a few minutes, and then formulate a plan of attack. She took out 3 dudes like there's no tomorrow. Took out 2 of them in like one swipe. She wound up jumping to dodge this trap, and taking out this dude. Smashed this other dude. Stepped on him. I was like, what a brutal way to go. The 3rd guy, he's scared shitless. He was running off on his horse, and he's gonna tell everybody about it. She goes and just fucking boom. She just punts him like a goddamn NFL kicker, man. Just right, and this dude just goes flying off into the sunset, right? So anyway. That was back then. This is now. Back in the forest, she's going crazy ballistic on these guys. And you think that these guys at least be able to slow her down? Not even, man. Not even. Again, moves and dodges and just so fast and just so brutal with the kills, man. Oh my god. One of the dudes, backtrack again, she started spinning around like it was a freaking yo-yo. Or actually, you know what it reminded me of is like one of those like slingshots. You know, the ones where they spin around and throw it, you know, like a bolo. I think that's what they call it. Bolero? Bolero maybe is what it's called. Bolo, whatever. Anyway, absolutely intense though, and then like I said, the end of it was just nuts. And you got in Levi's squad, they all got their their swords drawn, they're ready to go. They're still riding hard, and this bitch is coming after them, and they're like, Captain Levi, what should we do? Captain Levi, give us the order, because they gotta listen to him, right? And Levi's just cool as the other side of the pillow, man, just going straight. I don't know if the dude is focused, if he's on drugs, if he just don't give a fuck, or what. But you get a feeling and a sense now that there's more than meets the eye, and that, again, there's this inside joke or inside plan, if you will, that is really kind of, gonna wind up coming to fruition, I guess you would say, in the next episode or 2, I'm hoping, because it just kind of leaves you hanging with her just bearing down on him, and I mean, coming, oh, insane. So anyway, so my episode question for you, brothers and sisters. And, you know, a lot of times I get into, well, did you like this or did you like that? We're going to start doing some different things here, and we're going to start doing a would you rather, okay? Hypothetical questions, but I just like your answers to that hypothetical question, you know, obviously on this fictional work over here. So put yourself in the shoes. You're a scout. You're an Attack on Titan, right? You're a badass. You're Mikasa. You're Levi. You're one of the dudes that can take people out, right? Who would you rather fight? Would you rather fight the female Titan, or would you rather fight the Colossal Titan? Now, a lot of people say, well, that's an easy one because the Colossal Titan's so big and this. Yeah, he's so big, but he's also going to be slower, and he's got a bigger weak spot, right? And he's much bigger, and of course, there's obviously advantages and disadvantages, pluses and minuses to every one of those scenarios. But let me know what your thoughts are on that question. Would you rather fight the female Titan or go one-on-one with the Colossal Titan? Leave your answer to that question in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you Titans in the next one, Nation. Without all of you, none of this would be possible. Thanks for watching.